having a fictitious plate bearing the word traveler on it. During the stop, the defendant refused to provide identification or
How are you?
Did your client make it here today?
Yeah, she made it here from Dallas. She's in the courtroom.
Okay.
Dye is her last name. I put it in the chat. The case number 244 631881. Excuse me. Thank you, Victoria.
You were placed on the diversion program and you're here now because there are violations. I want to know what, if any, violations there are. If you've done nothing, then I don't know if we're going to go forward. But if you've made an attempt and you've done stuff, then we'll see. Shatoria, how's she done?
Okay, so they're requesting a 4-month extension because her device has been in lockout since April 17th.
Is she still in lockout now?
It looks like she's struggling financially. They did a financial affidavit with her, and she's behind like $5,000 in rent and other fees. She's completed all her classes. Her last UA on September 25th was negative. It's just the device compliance.
How do we go forward, Elena?
Well, the biggest thing is she lost her job. So prior to that, that's why she was able to complete the classes and do everything as outlined. It's just her biggest issue is that it's locked out and she has to pay, I think, $150.
Yes. I have an idea.
Yes, sir.
I'm going to issue a warrant for your arrest. Okay. I will simultaneously give you a PR bond because while you're on a PR bond, I can give you a device and pay for it. That way you have the device and I'll pay for it. And then we'll just, how about we do that?
Yes.
If when I have her on bond, I can pay for a device for her. So I'll issue a warrant. I'll give her a PR bond right now. And then that way she's on bond and I'll give her a device for free.
That would be good. So will we reset her for 4 months so she can complete the program?
We'll just keep her on bond for like 4 months. What? Well, she's in the like violation stage, so to speak, right? Yeah, I mean, she's kind of like a purgatory, so to speak.
Yes, they're going to see that she's PCR and take her off. We don't take the rest of the
Can we change the code so it's not, I mean,
but I just know these members supervisor this guy. And if the it's like when the other guy and the supervisor message, you know.
let me see what Michael says.
Michael, we have a case. Miss Dye. Okay.
So the only problem is that she's in arrears like a ton of money because she's not working, right? What I was going to suggest is that I'll issue a warrant now, simultaneously give her a PR bond. So she's kind of like on bond and I can pay for the device for her. We'll set it off for 4 months. And so she can just complete. I mean, she's got everything done, right?
Does she have any violations or she's just not able to?
It's just the fees.
Okay.
Just the fees. And
Yeah,
so
I'm not opposed to that, Judge.
but the problem is that Rachel's saying that while it's coded as she's still in the diversion program, they're not going to allow us to pay for the device. So we have to kind of like change the code somehow. I don't know, kind of like informally supervised, so to speak.
That's something I have to go through something like that. I don't know what I don't want to do something like that unilaterally and then.
Okay, and I guess, let me reach out to Nathan and see what he suggests and I'll send him an email right now.
I just didn't know. I'm like you. I don't know what alternative, we had. That's a great solution that you suggested, because the place that she has to go to, she lives in Dallas. The place where she has to go to have it calibrated is in Fort Worth, so that's about an hour from her. And so,
no, but I mean, if I'm paying for the device, like if it's Intoxilock, there's Intoxilock everywhere, right? It's just a matter of hopefully we can do this kind of in an informal setting as opposed to still keeping her on the diversion track, because with the diversion track, we can't pay for the device, but if we code it otherwise, then I can pay for it for her, and I want to.
Okay.
So, chat me your email address real quick, and then I'll send an email to Nathan, and then I'll attach it to it.
I greatly appreciate it, Your Honor.
And then
And
I'll also attach Michael, and we'll see what he says real quick.
okay,
So
thank
just-
you.
Will you kind of like just hang tight for me real quick? Let me email the higher up and see what they suggest, and
Do
hopefully we
you know
can,
how long I do? My bus comes at 12:30. So like,
how far is it from?
downtown Houston. The Graham.
Okay, I'll send an email now, so just bear with me. I don't know how busy he is, and I don't know when he'll respond, but I'll try to get it as quick as I can. All right, bear with me a second, real quick. Let me just send.
All right, Your Honor, and just let me know. I have an
Yeah.
appointment at 10:30, but I will try to respond back once a solution is made.
What's your email address?
I just put it in the chat.
Okay, I got it.
And so you can raise your right hand. Do you tell us often that everything on the attachment is true correct to the best of your knowledge? Thank you.
And maybe early termination is an option. I know they don't do that anymore, but
Okay, I just sent the email, Elena.
all right,
Let me talk to some of the defense lawyers real quick.
all right, thank you.
I'm pretty shocked that they still want her to allow her into the program. I mean, she's got a ton of violations.
Yeah, and Judge, I didn't realize there was so many violations. I mean, I'm inclined to take back what I said and oppose a PR bond. I don't want to
Well,
bet the
Well, the
defendant
thing is,
screwing up on a PTI and now wanting the county to pay for her fees.
well,
You know,
let me,
it doesn't seem right to me.
well, if I could,
Yeah, go ahead, Elena.
Oh, sorry.
if I could state that they looked in the file, and as she stated within that same email, that she has not been able to look in detail at the file. She was able, this is what she saw, and she reported that. She said she hadn't looked into it. So there, I mean, we hadn't really gotten true confirmation that it is what it is. So, the test, everything she stated that she blew and then she blew again and it was negative and things of that nature. So I just think I don't think that might be an accurate reflection of what occurred.
Let me see. Let me call him. I know he never answers my phone calls, but I'm still gonna try. It's like trying to catch a unicorn with beetle, you know?
Hey, Judge, what's up?
I can't believe you answered. It's like catching a unicorn.
What's up?
Hey, so the email that I sent you on Ms. Dye, by the way, I've got you in speakerphone. I've got defense counsel. I've got Mr. Haddad with me too. Where do we go? What do we do? Nathan?
Well, did the DWI pretrial intervention people respond?
Yeah. Did you not see
What
it?
did they say? No,
Okay.
I'm
All right.
I'm interviewing people at Texas A&M in Dallas, so I don't have my computer open.
Can I read this to you?
Sure.
Okay, it says, client had a no-show on a UA 7/31/24, tested positive for THC 829, tested negative on 9/25/24. Failed to report March 2024 and June 2024. Says 17 skip tests, 1 11/24, 85 passed, 1 failed test, and 5 skipped. January 10th of 2024, she blows a 0.07. She didn't blow again after the violation. February of 24, 17 skip tests, 5 BRAC violations. She needs more time to look into, see if they're alcohol consistent. March of 24, 11 skip tests, 2 BRAC violations. She needs more time to see if they're alcohol consistent. She's been in lockout since April of 24. Now, the good thing is that she's completed the DWI education class, VIP, and the effective decision-making class. So now we're here. I guess, Shatoria, they recommended a 4-month extension.
Just to get in compliance with the device.
Just to get in compliance with the device. But the problem is that she ain't got no money. And I think that she's behind a lot of money too. So the probability of her being able to get that device back is probably slim to none. You know, because you got to get, for all those arrears, you got to, you know, pay for it, I would imagine. And then
It's about $5,000 in arrears. Nathan, this is a
$5,000 in arrears, Nathan. So hence,
I don't care about anything that's in arrears that's not related to her skipping tests, I guess. Do you see what I'm saying? Any other fees or whatever for monitoring her, but based upon her performance of skipping tests and having tests that are inconclusive, that's problematic.
well, that might have specifically go with the
and
machine.
Comparing her to the thousands of other people that are in this program, I think the extension is appropriate. I understand that she has money issues. I understand that, but I cannot terminate her.
no, we're not asking for termination.
Successfully.
No. We're not at, no. What
I sent the email requesting if it was a possibility. So that's where he got the termination from. So, well, I didn't know that was prior to
about that.
all
I'm
of the
sorry.
other stuff. So, other stuff coming out. I thought it was just the device and the feed. So I was asking if she could be terminated, but I didn't know that there were, you know, the other issues.
Nathan, I was going to suggest that I revoke her bond, put her on, give her a simultaneous PR bond so that she's on bond in here, and then I can order a device and I can pay for it.
Then do it.
No, but the problem is though, is that while it still shows that she's in the PTI program, pretrial won't pay for it. So we have to tweak I guess, the type of reset it is to allow her to be on bond. So it's kind of, I guess we would be doing somewhat of like an informal one, so to speak, I guess. I'm just trying to, you know, think outside of the box to make it work.
The problem is, Judge, hold on one second, okay? The problem is that I don't have the time to do this for 3,000 or 4,000 people a year. Hello?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm listening.
So I don't have time to do this every single day, all day.
And I get it. I understand. Right. And, you know, we don't do this very often, right? I mean, how many times have we ever really done this? I don't think.
I mean, what I would suggest is you send a proposal to everybody that was on the email. I'm not opposed to it, but I'm not going to get in the business of doing this every single time. I can't.
I understand.
And I don't want to remove people from the program, but I can't have people missing this many tests over and over and over again. I understand there are financial considerations, but this is a pathway to a dismissal that other counties don't even offer. So I don't know
Okay,
how else
so
to deal with it.
and you want to hear another wrinkle? She lives in Dallas too. So she's here from Dallas. And according to Ms. Dye, she took the bus here today and the bus leaves in about 15 minutes, right?
That's correct.
Come up, Ms. Dye. So you want me to just reset this for a week to see how we go forward, Nathan?
I mean, I think you need to send what your proposal is to the probation department people and see if they accept that as something they're willing to do. It sounds like they probably will based upon my experience with them.
Okay. I need you to come back one more time. You tell me when next week, or is a week enough, Nathan?
It should be.
Okay.
You might as well set it for 2 weeks
Okay.
to make it easier on her.
Okay. If you want to pick a date within the next 2 weeks to come back, we can try to work everything out. I mean, it's up to you. You don't have to do this if you don't. If you don't want to do it, then, you know.
She can get over with her today and take care of it if she wants to, but then it'll be a conviction.
You tell me, do you want to keep going forward or not? You
I
can
mean,
talk.
I just don't have like the money to keep coming down here. Like every time I come down here, it's $100. Then I have to like buy a room. Like I came this morning. I got here at 4 o'clock. I came at 4 o'clock this morning. I got here at 4 o'clock. I've been outside. I don't have nobody that's down here. You know, like me having to keep coming down here is a lot. Like I can pay for the device because I get $100 every month is cool, but me having to come down here and pay for Ubers and a room, that's $200-300.
We're here because you haven't paid for a device since April, though.
Right, because I haven't had the funds, but the meetings that y'all want me to, when I, like court and then my probation, I meet those. I come down here. I was just down here twice last week to meet with my probation officer. I don't have the money to come back next week, or no, I don't. I really don't. I just missed my bus right now. I'm gonna have to go buy another one.
So Judge, if she's got the money to pay for the device, why don't we, is it possible to do, she pays for the device, and if there's any meetings that we waive whatever in-person thing and do it over Zoom, so she has the money.
You can start doing remote meetings with Zoom so that you don't have to come here anymore.
The meetings are over with though, so she's already on virtual meetings.
No, but they're not over if she's being extended for 4 months, Elena.
Okay.
You know, she's still gonna have to go through the whole rigmarole now for another 4 months.
So,
right?
So can you, Judge, can you pay for the device if there's no more
If I
meeting
can do,
payments?
yes, if I can do the $100 every month and I don't have to come down here and buy a
But
bus ticket.
I'd rather pay for it for you.
Whatever is, I can do just $100, but if I'm having to pay for a device and also come down here and pay for a room, that's like $300.
Are you okay with Zoom reporting, Nathan?
I'm gonna leave that to the probation office.
You mean
Officers to see what they want.
You mean Melissa, right? Talking about Melissa?
Whoever, they have to sign off on what's appropriate and what's not.
Okay, yeah. And then can I still pay for the device for her?
We don't pay for devices.
What if we put her on bond like I was saying?
The last time Rachel said that they couldn't do it because she got a message from her supervisor. Somebody said that she can't be monitored by 2 agencies.
Okay, we'll start doing the virtual reporting. Okay, so at least that will help you out. I'll email your lawyer. I'll include Mr. Dot and Mr. Beadle to see. I'd like to pay for it for you if I can. You know, perhaps I'm gonna email Melissa now, ask for virtual reporting and see if I can try to pay for the device one way or the other, you know? And then we'll do another reset within the next 2 weeks. You can appear via Zoom, so you don't have to come here, okay? So Elena, I don't allow it much, right? Because people just don't show up, but
I
I'll allow you to
appreciate it,
record via
Judge.
Zoom, so you don't have to come here, okay? I'm
Judge,
sorry that
Judge, I
you
have to
missed it.
step off.
Go,
I have to
Nathan.
step off.
I'll email you guys, okay?
Okay,
Hey, thanks for taking my call, man. I'm gonna go play the lottery. All right,
all right, bye-bye.
bye. Okay, man. I'll let you pick the day you want within the next 2 weeks. I'll email Elena, Mr. Haddad, Nathan. I'll include Shatoria, and then we'll figure out one way or the other how to get it done, okay? Ma'am, don't test positive for alcohol again. I'm gonna tell you now, if you test positive again, that's it. Okay, all right.
Thank you, Judge.
You're gonna probably have to talk to Shatoria. Do you need to talk to her? Yeah, okay, thanks. Mr. CDO. I don't know why you're looking back there. There's nothing back there for you now. Mr. Waters, you were charged with criminal trespass. You're facing 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We are going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, sir.
Yes, Judge. On September 26, 2024, officers self-initiated a criminal trespass investigation at a convenience store in Harris County, Texas. The officers entered the store and observed the defendant leaning on the front counter. The officers knew the defendant by name and sight from prior interactions and knew the defendant had been previously criminally trespassed from the location. The defendant was detained and identified with previous booking photos.
You picked up a theft at the same time. What, is that out of the same transaction?
No, Your Honor.
What happened with this? Because it's the same day, same filing date.
Says that the theft took place on August 28th.
Let's go through your history, Mr. Waters. January 23, you pick up a criminal mischief and you pick up a criminal trespass. On that day, you also get charged with 4 counts of theft. Theft. 2 months later, unlawful carrying of a weapon. After that, on the same month, you pick up another 4 counts of theft. So now we're at 8 thefts. A couple months later, another theft and an interference. Now you pick up an evading arrest, and a month later, you pick up another criminal trespass, and now theft as well. Where are all these thefts from?
Your Honor, the most recent theft was at a gas station, and then the one before that, just for your information,
Counts of theft, what?
was at the Galleria. So they're at various locations, Your Honor.
So he's hitting different places then? Is that what
Yes, Your Honor.
this is newest theft?
The newest theft is a gas station, Your Honor.
I'm not giving you another PR bond. You're on bond for this case, and now you picked up another case. It's over.
They will write an affidavit about it, cause Snowman said I would never trespass. We could call him.
Well, I will give you a lawyer today, and we'll figure it out, but
Some of them, they
Stop,
put them on me.
Okay.
I ain't got the officer badge numbers or nothing, bro.
Okay, Mr. Daly, you're charged with interference with the duties of a public servant. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We are going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one will be appointed to you, sir.
Yes, Judge.
Okay.
Officers initiated a traffic stop in Harris County, Texas for a vehicle having a fictitious plate bearing the word traveler on it. During the stop, the defendant refused to provide identification or insurance information, stating, "I do not consent to any of this." Officers attempted to remove the defendant from the vehicle, and the defendant actively resisted until he was detained.
That's very conclusory. Actively, what did you say?
Actively resisted.
Okay, I need more than that. Give me more, Alice.
So I reviewed the body cam this morning from the officer who initiated the traffic stop. The defendant.
No, you can't do that. No, it has to be in the report. In the DIMS, he has to say more than just a conclusory statement about
That's
what
right.
happened.
In the DIMS, it states that the officer attempted to pull the defendant out of the vehicle with him actively resisting and pulling away from the officer and other deputies. And the defendant continued by turtling his arms as they got him to the ground.
All right. Better.
Yes,
But
sir.
you telling me that he actively, it's a conclusory statement and we need more, right? It's like saying, okay, he was speeding. Really? How fast?
Yes, Judge.
So that's why conclusory statements don't fly, but that's enough. Okay, Mr. Daly,
Sir.
I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with your case. Do you have a Texas driver license? Can you run his license, please, guys?
He's eligible to ride.
Okay. Do you have liability insurance in your name? And you can't drive. Once you get insurance, I will happily allow you to drive. It's all I'm doing is trying to protect the public and trying to protect you in the event that you get into an accident. They don't care whether you're traveling, whether you're whatever, however you want to term it. If you get into an accident and you do some catastrophic damage, they're going to come after you. They're going to sue you, try to take you for everything you got. And that's why for $50 a month, you pay for someone to represent you in the event that you do get an accident. And depending on how much you pay, you're covered $50,000, $150,000. So all I'm asking you to do is follow the law. I'm not going to put any other conditions on you. No drugs, no alcohol. I don't know. All I want you to do is get insurance. So if you can do that, I'll allow you to drive. So the only condition now is just don't drive until you get insurance. Once you get insurance, show it to me. I'll take your no driving restriction off and then do whatever you want. You need a lawyer to represent you there. So what are you doing these days?
Right now?
Do you work? No? Okay, why not? What were you doing?
Truck driver.
It's a great job. Don't you make a ton of money truck driving? Why would you quit? You make it.
Taking money from my check.
Oh, I see. Child support?
No,
What?
they said they overpaid me. And they never, they was taking $170 out of my check for no reason. They never gave me anything to
Isn't
sign.
there a place that you can go to dispute that?
I have no clue. You tell me.
Hmm?
You tell me.
HR. Go to HR, go, hey man, this is why my check should be what it is. If they rightfully underpaid you, then they should, give you what you rightfully are owed. If they did overpay you, that's like equally not fair though, right? So what's good for the goose, good for the gander, so if you quit just in spite.
I was really I had 2 weeks notice in. I was gonna quit before. Because I was going to another job.
You need someone to represent you, right? We'll give you time for you to get a lawyer. We'll give you a month, but when you come back, you need a lawyer to represent you, okay? So Mr. Daly, now I'm gonna have you just sign this promise to us that you're not gonna drive until you get liability insurance. So get it, bring it back to me, show me that you have insurance with your name on it, and then I'll take this off.
I get it today.
You come back to me today? If you to get it within the next hour and a half, show it to me. I'll take it off now. We get plenty of people that I put this restriction off, and then within the next hour and a half, they call some insurance company. They're able to get the policy. We are able to verify it, and then I take the restriction off. I'm just asking you to follow the law. That's it. Not anything crazy.
Does that state bond conditions?
No, I'm just gonna have him sign this affidavit here. That's it. Okay, I will have you sign this, promised us. We'll have you sign a reset with Victoria, and then we'll let you out, and then you're good to go. Just whenever you're ready to come back, come back. All right, good luck, Mr. Daly.
Galindo?
He wants to keep the pen. Let him have the pen.
It's not my pen.
Oh, well, I can't give you a pen. Facing up to a year in jail and or assault of a family member. Want to do probable cause, you have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. How would you like me to address you?
Tristan.
Mr. Tristan, Mr. or Mrs.?
Mr.
Okay, okay.
Yes, Judge. On September 29th, 2024, officers were dispatched in reference to a family disturbance at a residence in Harris County, Texas. Officers met with the complainant who stated she was assaulted by her brother. The complainant heard her mother arguing with the defendant about a stolen bracelet. The complainant observed her mother running down the stairs from the second floor towards the front door when the defendant struck her multiple times with a closed fist.
Mom?
I believe so, Your Honor. And the complainant tried to separate them by placing herself in between the two. The defendant then punched the complainant in the mouth with a closed fist, causing her tooth to chip. The complainant felt pain and discomfort. Witness, the defendant's mother, advised that she asked the defendant if he had stolen the bracelet that belonged to her, and the defendant stated he was given the bracelet by his boyfriend. The witness then grabbed the complainant's phone and was chased downstairs by the defendant. The defendant struck the witness multiple times with a closed fist in the back of her head, causing pain.
I'm confused. Who's witness? Who's complaining
So,
witness?
Your Honor, the defendant's mother is the witness, and then the sister is the complainant.
Okay, because I thought you said he hit mom as well.
He did. So he hit
They only charged with one count of assault.
Yes, Your Honor, just with the sister.
Who are you here with today? Are you here with?
By myself.
Okay. What do we do, guys? Done because
Can I say something?
I don't want you to talk about the case, okay? Understand that I have, 4 district attorneys here. Everything you say, they're going to use it against you. They'll sit there, type up every single thing. So my only concern now is where are you going to go? So are you going to go back to the house?
That's where I've been at.
So Judge, I want to notify the court. I got a call from an intake prosecutor a couple days ago regarding Tristan Smith. They wanted to notify me that grandma called because the defendant went back to the house and violated a contact order. The grandma had to force the defendant out of the house. They didn't want any contact. They do not want contact, to be
Don't
clear.
want contact.
They do not want any contact. They want him out of the house.
Okay,
The no contact order, it was by the judge, by the bail judge. It was, like, I want to say like.
No threatening, harassing.
Yeah, no threatening or harassing. So they said I could go back to the house because
let me see. Pull it up.
And Judge, to be clear, that's correct, but he could go back, but grandma didn't want him in the house. He tried to forcefully enter his way into the house.
There's a difference. So we know what we're talking about. Hold on. Oh, great. Thank you. Good job, S. Smith. So you're correct to an extent, right? So I'm looking at the order for protection here. The order for protection says no threatening or harassing contact with the complainant, and it looks like they took off the residential restriction, okay? However, what I like to do is I always want to honor the wishes of any complaining witness. And that when I have someone here charged with assault of a family member, the first thing I do is I ask them to reach out to all the complaining witnesses to see if they want to continue to have contact with you, if they want you to go back or not. If they say no, then what I order no contact and no going over there. So what they're saying now is they do not want you to go back to this place.
But I have to be there because I'm only 17. I'm still a minor.
You have somewhere else to go.
No, and when she called the police, the police even said that there's nothing that she could do. If she was to put me out, that would be neglect because I'm only 17. I don't have anywhere else to go and I'm still in school.
It's fine.
17 is an adult in the state of Texas. They have to find their own place. That none of the family want Tristan in the house. And further, Tristan is trying to force his way in the house.
I'm doing a rip right now and
Yes,
see
Judge.
if they still are.
Yes.
And if they say that they don't want you back, do you have anywhere else to go? Where else do you have to go? What about grandma? Does grandma?
No, grandma's the one that
I'm
is one of the
adopted.
ones that don't want Tristan.
So
in the
does
house.
who? So mom, grandma, and sister live at the house?
Yes.
No,
That,
I'm sorry.
I don't know if grandma specifically lives there. Grandma's the one that,
Would you mind doing the rep?
yes, Judge.
Let's
Yes.
figure out
Yes, sir.
who lives there. What do they want? I want to honor their wishes, plain and simple. You know, you have to understand in life, there are only so many places that you can go to, right? And if you don't have the ability to get a place by yourself and you're living at the mercy of someone else, like mom, grandma, you have to be as nice as you can, because when you don't, they're going to put you out. And if you have nowhere to go, you're going to end up on the street. And I'm going to tell you, when you're on the street, you're going to do anything and everything you can to survive. And that may be whatever you can. And it really gets bad on you. I don't want to have to put you on the street, but I got to honor their wishes. You don't own this house. I don't know. Let's
So
see.
what the officers are.
Yeah, let's do this, because I'm going to give you a lawyer today so that you have someone to talk to. And then we will all get together to find out what the best way to go forward is. Okay. I just don't know if they're going to want you back. Let's see. Hopefully they will. But I'm going to tell you this, is that if they do want you back, you best be on your absolute, I mean, you got to have a halo on your head, you know, because if not, and if I hear that you start acting a fool over a stupid ass bracelet that you're going to end up on the street now, I will house you myself, because I'm going to tell you, I don't allow people to live on the street. If I have to put someone in jail, revoke their bond, I'll do it in a heartbeat to protect every person of Harris County. You understand? Okay. Do you mind appointing Tristan a lawyer, and then we'll have them powwow, and then we'll wait for the writ to get done, and we'll figure out how to go forward. As it stands now, until I know that they want to have contact with you, I'm ordering you not to have any contact with them. And then we'll figure out what they say, and then we can go forward. Not about the case.
It's not about the case.
Okay.
Okay, so the only reason I say that I was allowed back at the house, because when the
It doesn't matter. If you were not allowed back at the house and you went over, you'd be charged. You're not charged with anything now. I'm not holding it against you. Nothing bad is happening to you now. I only want to know how we're going to go forward.
that's what I was trying to say, like why I'm still at the house, like why I'm allowed to be there. So my nana, the one who stays at the residency, she called the cops like the same day I got released, which was that Monday morning. She called the police because she was saying the same thing. I was not allowed to be at the house. The cops came and they said that only reason, even though I am 17 and I am legal age.
I don't want you to say something you're not supposed to. Just hold on. I will give you a lawyer. Tell your whole side to the lawyer. The lawyer can come to me. We'll get with the state, and then we'll figure out how to go forward. It scares me what you're going to get into. We have too many DAs here, and believe it or not, I'm trying to protect you. Okay. So there's plenty of time. It's only 10:20. Okay. So just be patient. We'll find a resolution. Okay. Really. I'm going to give you a lawyer here momentarily, and we'll figure it out. Okay. Please. Did you guys get a hold of?
Yes, Judge. Jarmany's completed the RIP, and we learned that the complainant lives with the grandmother and the mother lives in a separate residence, but neither of them want contact with the defendant.
What are we supposed to do? I mean, is he right where at 17 he can still be required to live there?
I know, Your Honor, Michael's right that 17 is the age of adult in Texas, so I don't know if by law he's required to live.
Show me that. Where's the authority? I mean, if you can show me that, okay, but, you know, I don't know where to put him.
I understand the age, Judge, but I don't know what else to say other than.
I get it.
And the bigger issue is that an intake prosecutor took the time out of their day to call me, tell me, Mike, you gotta talk to Judge about this because he's a danger to these people. They do not want him there. He intends to keep forcing his way there. There needs, in our position is there needs to be some sort of legal protection for the complainant, so they have some sort of recourse. You know, because they call the cops and the cops see his stuff in there and they're like, okay, well, I can't do anything. You know, at the end of the day, he's an adult. He's indicated.
Show me that. Show me. You're saying that at 17, he's an adult, that he can
He's
be
got
out.
somewhere to go.
But show me where. I mean, where does it say that at 17, he's considered an adult as opposed to 18?
In the state of Texas, Judge, I'm talking
Your
about,
Honor,
just at least for purposes of the law, what we charge people with. I guess that's what I meant. Is 17 for purposes of charging somebody criminally that's an adult. That's why he's here.
and Your Honor, even further in section 51.02, subsection 2 of the Texas Family Code.
Okay, hold on. That's what I want to see. Okay, section what?
Section 51.02 in the Texas Family Code, and then subsection 2, and it defines what a child is, and it says under 17.
That's what I want. A child means a person who is 10 years of age or older and under 17 years of age.
What are you thinking, Judge?
I don't want to put him on the street. Like, I don't want to do that.
But he's not on the street. He's indicated to you he's going to stay with his best friend.
Let's see what he
I'm
tells
homeless.
Mr. Brooker.
Yes, Judge.
I
I understand the concern, but I mean, especially because he's come to you telling you, I got somewhere to go. You know, maybe we could follow up in a week, put him back on the docket, make sure he's not living on the street. I'm sure there's resources the court can provide to get him housing if he really needs it.
Let's see.
Yes, Judge. Yes, Judge.
I can ensure that he's got a place to go.
Yes, Judge.
Judge, are we gonna need 3 copies?
Yeah, I want to make sure he's not using any kind of dope or anything, you know. Maybe I should have drug tested him too. Okay. Shakira, let me just finish this real quick. Stay here.
I'll be right.
Uh-oh. Hi, Rosie. So you got 5,002 on Young, right? Vic? Okay, I think that's it then.
Judge, was that, did you sign everything?
Well, I haven't even gotten to that. Something's wrong with the computer.
Judge, to add a bit further context, Jarmanese, when she spoke to the witness, said that the defendant has a history of violence against the grandmother as well. So he's previously committed these type of assaultive conduct, which is why they don't want contact.
I understand. So on that gentleman, no drugs, no alcohol. random urinalysis, no contact with the complaining witness or the grandmother, no weapons. I'm not going to put it on monitor now, but if he shows me that there's an issue, or if you guys get wind, then we'll do something. You ready to have Mr. Barrett come up and sign the condition? Are you ready? Okay. Barrett. He needs to sign his bond conditions. Okay, should tell.
I put a motion in there for Mr. Hahn. He was supposed to come to court today and turn himself in to go to DDRP. He didn't show up. Just letting you know. I'm sure you're gonna want a motion for this guy too.
Wait. What did you put in here? I don't
A
see it.
motion. I don't know if they made it ready.
I have an MRP coming your way. Someone was to come and turn themselves in today
239,
for probation and they never did.
Also,
299.
Please. It's not yet, but it's coming.
yes, Judge.
And then the next guy, he just picked up a new charge. He's on probation for assault. He just picked up a DWI in Brazos County. The cause number is 248-281.
Crumpled?
Yes,
Yep, issue the warrant.
that's all I have.
Oh, that's it?
These are the resources we got for clients. It has stuff about housing and employment and jobs and stuff. If you wanted to give it to
Yeah.
the other clients. I can email them like the hyperlinks because there's a lot of them.
Or the one, with that one case, what about the interlocks?
We have that.
Some
I know,
reduced maybe, some kind of reduced?
I don't know. I can check with somebody and see, but I know even with the one time we did it for the GPS monitoring, they only do it for 30 days. 'Cause they have to, I guess, get grant funding and it's only so much that goes out. But we could for sure do the virtual report, but I don't think it's anything you can do about the device.
Judge Brown, how much do you want the policy? It's at 25,000.
25,000?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, just leave it at that. Yeah.
Which one's the grant? Which one?
Just put 25. Yeah. Yeah. And why is it supplemental? Why is it supplemental?
So I believe it's Karen Smith.
Yes, I do. I just want to know.
Mr. Brooker, we need to talk about,
I was just talking to Trista Smith about it.
ready?
Yes, we are.
Coming up.
I was wondering if we can get Mr. Barrett taken care of, but it's okay.
Oh, well, yeah,
We'll do it all together. It's fine.
you can't go back. And I was looking now, because you made the statement that, hey, I'm a child. They can't just put me out. I looked it up.
So I can't
According,
go back?
no,
Why not?
they don't
So
want you back.
But like, I'm Okay, but I'm trying to, what I was trying to explain earlier is what the cop told me when she called the same day and told me I had to leave. They told me that since I was still, even though I am 17 and of age, even though since I'm still in school and it's my last year, since I still am in school, I'm still like under their care, so therefore they have to.
Tristan, not that
Please give me one second. So Judge, what I understand is that the complainant witness is the older sister of Tristan Smith, is my understanding. Just for clarity, because I could not get into the actual report, is the grandmother asking my client not to come home?
I'll let you guys.
I don't get that.
Yes.
Guys, who did the rip?
Yes, Judge, the grandmother is who the complaining witness lives with, and the complaining witness and the grandmother are asking him not to return to the house.
What they're saying is that he has also allegedly been violent with grandmother as well, and that they're all afraid of him because of prior instances of aggressive conduct. And, you know, when I told you at the outset, all I want to do is honor the wishes of the complaining witnesses. And I wish I had a different answer for you, but I had them specifically go out to try to see if they were okay with you, because a lot of times, you know, time heals wounds, right? People forget, they relent a little bit, they'll be okay, well, we'll give them another chance. They're just, no.
So I'm trying to figure out, since the protection order, like the one that the judge gave me, I'm
doing a new one now. I'm going to redo one saying that you can't go back there, that you cannot have contact.
So how am I supposed to get to school?
And Judge, may I just I just met my client, but my client is the younger of the two siblings. They do attend the same high school. This is an unworkable scenario for my client, because where does he go after he leaves this courtroom? I don't have an answer for that. So I don't know when the state spoke with grandma. May have been right after the event.
30 minutes ago.
And as of right now, grandma is saying that's
they both are saying
that's tough. Well, I understand the sister. I get that. Grandmother, I've never talked to her. I haven't had the opportunity to talk to her. But I would ask, firstly, and I believe I know what you're going to say, if we're able to reapproach you on this matter after a short time.
I've never not approached.
That's the first thing, because I have to do some more work on this. I mean, I just got appointed about 30 minutes ago. I need to figure that out because I'm concerned about my client's well-being.
As am I.
I
am too.
Scholarship offer to Baylor, is a senior in high school, has potential to do well in life. And at 17, clearly not a mature adult at this stage. And so I'm trying to help as much as I can. So that's firstly, I thank you for allowing me to come back and approach them at some point. And I would just ask if the court will be willing to amend your conditions to make them no threatening and harassing conduct. Admonishing my client as much as you'd like. And if there's any inkling of disturbance.
Let's do this. What's grandma's phone number?
Can you give me social?
Yes, Your Honor. It's
Hold on.
grandma's phone number is.
Stop.
Let me write it down.
Yes, please.
Yes. Can I borrow a pen? Thank you. Last one's wrong. 8.
What's grandma's name?
Karen.
Karen? Is this Miss Karen? Hello? Oh, they hung up.
I'm sorry, but the person you called has a voicemail box that has not been set up yet.
I wonder if they think it's you calling.
Goodbye.
Well, they may say Harris County judge, and that could be scary to some folk. And Judge, I believe you know what I was going to ask. I mean, a no threatening or harassing admonishment from you after having advised my client, understanding they cannot mess that opportunity up if it were granted. I think it at least allows us to sleep well at night knowing that my client is home and not homeless, because I don't know what he would do in the alternative. Just sleep outside, or I don't know.
He says he has a place to stay with his best friend. I know.
High school kids, Judge, and this is a senior year going into, seems like a pretty decent situation, given the opportunities that.
How can I let him go back to a house where they don't want him to?
Judge, and even further, the concern is that he's already been admonished by the PC court judge to have no threatening or harassing contact. And he went home and tried to force his way into the house when he was not wanted there. He does not have a right to force his way into that home.
Maybe
does
he
not
didn't
own the
know
home.
at the time that he wasn't wanted.
The grandma informed the intake prosecutor that she told him, she stood in front of the door and she told him, you cannot enter this home. And he forced his way past the grandma, and the grandma had to try use force command as well to try to get him out of the house. He is obviously unwanted. I mean, they all want him out of the house.
I get it. We're not allowing him to go back.
Yes, Judge.
Now, Mr. Brooker's asking for is no threatening or harassing as opposed to just no contact.
But for what reason? They don't want contact with him. And to justice right now and to protect the community right now, the state's position, the only correct answer is no contact, and maybe after a cooling off period.
Oh.
Of course, I would have to hit the ready.
Oh, it's not that bad.
Has been forwarded to voicemail. The person you're trying to reach is not available. At the tone.
One more time.
Has been forwarded to voicemail. The person you're trying to.
And Judge, thank you for sharing that, because I did not know that. All of these facts are fresh to me. However, I think I understand the situation, having had the opportunity to speak directly with my client. Tristan's grandmother is almost 70 years old, Judge. She is not comfortable with Tristan's appearance, how she presents to the world. My understanding and belief is that this is the undercrux of this whole issue, is that they don't want Tristan around because of how Tristan presents. That's wrong. I mean, how people run their house is how they run their house, but is it a fear that something is going to happen, or is it because of the way Tristan looks?
Judge, we're assuming.
Let me just complete my position, because I don't have all the facts like you do. This is what I'm getting from the person that lives with her grandmother, his grandmother, that it's always been issues because of, as Tristan said, his sexuality. I don't think that's right. And so we're standing here, Tristan knows the seriousness of this, sees your face, sees everybody here, and understands if Tristan is admonished, there's not going to be any issues. Just wants to go back to school, finish out the senior year, and go on, maybe accept that scholarship to Baylor or go to another school that's local. It's all Tristan wants to do at this stage. Definitely understands the seriousness of this.
I understand and I get it, but we're still working on that, which is an assumption. I can't let you go back to a house that I know at this point they don't want you back. The only thing I know is that you've asked for no threatening or harassing contact.
So how am I supposed to go to school?
I'll talk to you about the judge's ruling.
These are things that you think about prior to picking up criminal cases, Mr. Smith. When you don't have other resources, you never bite the hand that feeds you. Burn a bridge because you never know when you have to cross that bridge. But the problem is this, according to them, it's not the first instance. And it's that's according to them. And if it was, then I have to think that they perhaps would want you to come back. But after multiple times, and they have a fear, they're afraid of you. That's what they're saying. I wasn't there. I don't know. But if we allow contact, what's going to happen?
Nothing's gonna happen. I didn't even mean, it wasn't even meant for her, my sister even gave. I'm sorry.
What good? What purpose is there in allowing you to have contact is my point.
So I can go to school and I can graduate. And
Whether you talk to them or not has no difference on whether you're going to go to school.
I understand that, but where I stay, it does. What I do, where I go after this does. That's what really matters. Where I go after this does. If I don't go back home, y'all talk about I can go near her. Then
I want to honor their wishes, and if they're telling me they don't want you back at the house, who owns the house?
Grandpa and grandma.
That's who's telling me they don't want you back.
And just for clarification, I was going to ask for you to amend the geographic restriction part of the order and include the no threatening or harassing communication, just to be clear. I wasn't just asking for no threatening or harassing. I want Tristan to go home so Tristan could go to school and do what Tristan needs to do, but we understand your order and I'll explain it.
You know what's gonna happen? I'm gonna say, okay, he can go home. He's gonna go home and then they're gonna get a call from the grandma saying, why the hell is he back home? Why is he coming here? We don't want him to come here. And then God forbid something even worse happen because tempers are flared. He's upset already as it is. If he goes home, it's a recipe for disaster. That's why we have these cooling off motions.
I'm not even upset. I just want to go home. Literally.
I can't.
I literally missed school today to come here. I was supposed to be at school today. I missed school to come here. So for the fact.
I will give you a school excuse, but Tristan.
All right.
If they're telling me they don't want you there, I can't do it. Now, look, time heals wounds. So perhaps after a couple days, it'll change. The only thing I'm going to tell you is be nice. If they see that your behavior continues in the fashion that it has been, you're never going to go back. Some time has to pass. Perhaps after some time, they'll let you back. We can regroup on Monday if you want.
I'm okay, because it's not gonna tell me right now. They've been trying to get me out the house since I've been 15. You can check how many police calls there've been, how many times the police have been to the house. Every single time it's because they either kick me out or they want me out the house.
So why give them ammunition when
I didn't give them any ammunition?
You have picked up an assault case?
You said I can't speak about my case, so I'm not gonna speak about it. So I can't speak about that. It wasn't intended for me to pick up an assault case. I'm telling you, I can't speak about the case, but everything happened by accident. Nothing that happened was supposed to happen. Nothing that happened was supposed to happen. Her doing what she did was not supposed to happen.
These are not accidents, they're choices. And once you realize that, and when you see that, perhaps changes can be made. Okay. These are no accidents. Okay. It's not an accident. It's a choice. And it's a choice that is made in the heat of the moment. And there are seldom times in life when you're put into this kind of moment that you have to step back and think to myself, if I do this, what's going to happen? If I say this, what's going to happen? You now know there are serious consequences. And I'm going to tell you now, with this assault that you have now, it only gets worse.
Right.
You have to have patience. Let's regroup next week. Let's come back let's call mom or grandmother on Monday. Perhaps on Monday, she's be willing to relent to let you come back. I'm happy to talk with grandma. Perhaps you can reach out to her as well.
Certainly,
We can
Judge.
try to, smooth the situation out. Hopefully a couple days is sufficient to get them to calm down a little bit, and we'll go from there.
And here's the other issue, Judge. I also don't want to set the defendant up for failure. If I think you indicated defense that she goes to the same school as the sister, how do we approach that so that we're not getting a
We have the same
BVR?
classes. We have 2 classes together. So I'm trying to figure out if we can't be in the same class together, why we can't be in the same house together.
We're just now getting there. I didn't know this.
All right. It was all in the, never mind. I'm sorry.
It's a good question. How do we do it?
We're all working through it. I didn't know they were in the same class either. I did know that they attended the same school. They're a year apart. This is why we're here talking about this now, Judge. It's a lot.
Okay, so
Can we do like a no contact and no further
You're
harassing at school?
not to have any contact with this person. If you're in the class, same class, okay, don't go near them. Don't have any contact with them. If they try to have contact with you, just turn around and walk the other way.
So I can be in the same class, but not the same house.
Correct.
Yes.
So we're in the same classroom, but we have 2 different rooms of the house and we can't be in the same house.
Your grandmother does not want you in the house.
Right. So what the officers told me, wasn't true.
I'm telling you now what your bond condition is. If you violate this condition, I'm going to put you in jail. You need to think about this now, because if you get out there, start acting, you have no one that is going to bond you out.
Anyways.
So when you're out there in the free world, Tristan, I want you to think.
Right.
Because if you go to jail and I make your bond $5,000, if you don't have anyone to pony up that money, what happens?
I'm just gonna be in jail then.
Right. You think you're going to graduate?
I might not already, so hey. And that's not no disrespect, I'm sorry. It's just something. I worked really hard to get where I am. Like, really, really hard to get this scholarship, to graduate. I worked really, really hard to get where I am. And now to be told that I might not even be able to graduate because.
Who said that?
Who
said
I'm
that?
not gonna be able to graduate. I'm telling you right now, I'm not
Why
gonna be able
not?
to graduate. I don't have nowhere to go. My best friend, that was an if, or that I have to go ask her mom. It's a whole bunch I have to do it. Like, what? Where am I? Don't worry about it. I'll figure it out.
I have to consider the safety of the community.
Right.
I understand that it's going to be tough for you,
Mhm.
but actions have consequences. And I really hope that you appreciate what's going to happen. But I want to impress on you now that if you don't have anyone to bond you out, look at me. If you don't have anyone to bond you out and you go out there and do something you're not supposed to, or violate these conditions, or pick up a new case, it's really, really going to go sideways. You've dug yourself into a very small hole. It's not deep enough that you can crawl out of. But understand, you're skirting thin ice now. It's not the end of the world.
Right.
Time will pass, wounds will heal. But if you go out there and make moves that are not smart, choices that are not smart, you're only digging this hole deeper.
Right.
We can come back on Monday. I will try your grandmother again on Monday. I will talk to them myself.
That's in the notes.
I will allow you to report via Zoom if you want to.
Okay.
You don't have to come to court.
Okay.
Okay? But don't take matters into your own hands because it's really going to go south.
Okay.
You understand?
I understand.
He is the best in the business.
Right.
He will help you out for any issues that you need. He can get a hold of me at any time. There's no excuse for you to have contact with these people,
Right.
pick up a new case, or accidentally, but I fell down and I ended up back at my grandma's house. Don't.
Right.
Don't.
So if I'm my stuff, can I go get my things?
No.
So how much?
You cannot go back there. No means no.
I'll explain the orders also, Judge, and try to work through how we can deal with it pragmatically.
Let's come back Monday. I'll try to call grandma again. I'll try to.
And I'll work on it too, and just talk about how we can work through it.
About any MAC resources you can think about.
I'm thinking about it. I'm thinking about those now. I don't know if it'll happen quickly, but I'll.
Need money for anything? We'll give you whatever you need. Just say the word.
I'll work on that today.
Okay.
Okay.
So that you don't miss school anymore. And let's regroup Monday.
Yes, sir.
Did you file a
Does it
new
need to
MOA?
sign anything?
Yeah, it needs to file the new MOA. Did you
I can file that today, Judge.
with? Because the other one's too crossed out, all janky.
Okay, okay. So just no contact with that residential address.
Right, no going back. And I would, at this point, just no contact.
Yeah,
And then
of
we'll
course.
come back on Monday. And we'll reach it again.
Yeah. Thank you, Judge.